Welcome engineers to Races of the Today's problem getting through the Spanish Grand Prix, which we are in right now, and yeah, just getting some acclaim and resource points from our practice program that we have simulated, and we are almost level 6 in our team acclaim, so hopefully we can get to level 7 and possibly even halfway through level 7 at level 6 by the end of this race. But first of all, got to get straight into qualifying, as we're P16 in the Drivers' Championship and P9 in the Constructors' Championship. But yep, just reading what Jeff has told us about the track and the fact that we did it in pre-season testing, which is still not a thing in the game, as much as to dismay as to many people. I have messed that up so badly. But anyway, Jordan King's doing really well with the car, and yeah, Sonny all the way through the race, and let's see if we can keep that record of P12 and P14. Let's see if we can get a P13, maybe even higher, as we go to qualifying. Here we are on track. I'm planning to have a good one in this race, but our engine is slightly worn. I say slightly, as we go on to our second lap, as we get onto the grass, and that just completely ruins our run. But I'm planning to have a good one, as if you watched our F2 career, this is where we got our first pole in the F2 season, and our second victory from pole. So hopefully we can do well as we go on for our final lap of the qualifying, which will be our best, as we go trundling towards turn 1. I see very well. Go into turn 1 now, braking, going down to 3rd gear, go back up to 4th for second corner, turning into the right hander, stay in 6th gear till we go halfway through the track. In second one, we're 2 tenths up right now, 3 tenths up in fact. Go to 4th gear for that corner, go into 5th in the exit, go into 2nd gear for the cute left-hander. After that, go through the gears, up into 7th gear, to go back down to 4th gear, maybe in 3rd, yes we do, go into 3rd gear, going towards the quick right-hander turn 9 now. Qualifying is complete, so we get onto the power, onto the straight, we go to the hairpin now. Possibly some overtaking as we go into 2nd gear. We've got a Ferrari behind us, so we're holding them up. We've gone 6 tenths faster on this lap. Going to 2nd gear through the entrance of sector 3. Going into 2nd gear again. Go back into up to 4th. Go back down to 2nd. Valtteri Bottas sets another fastest lap. Go through the final corner now. You're going to go into 7th gear. It's going to be 8 tenths improvement. What position is it going to be? P20. That's worse than I would have liked. That means we're possibly behind our teammate, because I doubt the Williams have beaten us. Podium pass back on, by the way, if you hadn't seen from Zandvoort. And yeah, that's fairly disappointing, as Valtteri Bottas gets pole by 44 milliseconds to Lewis Hamilton of all people. Yeah, disappointed. I should have been ahead of Jordan, as it's my team, but otherwise we're just gonna have to make up for it in the race now, and hopefully we can, as we gotta go straight to as I'm looking at something on my phone, accidentally almost quit, but we advanced, and yeah, Kevin beat me in that qualifying session, so he's gonna get +2 as I get +1. 15 to 14 now, leading by 1 point as we have 3 races remaining. Gonna level up to almost level 4, so that should be at the end of this race, as we level 6 now, gaining 18 combined acclaim boost per session. Don't quite understand how it works, but here we are in the main area, as I'm on my phone once again. Gonna look at the messages as pre-race. Jeff is telling us to use overtake for the start, not too aggressive in turn 1, and watch for opportunities in turn 2. But let's go to the race. Here are the commentators right now.
The Spanish Grand Prix has been a permanent fixture on the Formula One calendar for over 30 years now, and for good reason. Do you remember Michael Schumacher's absolute dominance here in that rain-soaked Grand Prix in 1996? That day he took his first ever victory for Ferrari, and we've had many more iconic moments since. It's a sellout crowd of 140,000 here today as we await lights out for the 730-metre sprint down to turn 1 of this 2.9-mile racetrack. Overtaking is challenging through these 16 corners, but there's still a lot of high-speed excitement to be found, including the flat-out turn 3 and the terrifying blind right of turn 9. And as always, a man with plenty of racing experience joins me in the commentary box. Today it's Anthony Davidson. Tell me, Ant, you're no stranger to surviving the melee of turn 1. So how do you keep out of trouble when there's so much going on around you?
There are three main things to worry about there, Crofty: positioning, awareness and discipline. First, you have to put your car in a bit of space and make sure you have room to react to what the others are doing. Then you have to watch your mirrors and listen to the sounds around you to get a sense of where everyone is. And finally, just don't get too greedy. Just because a gap exists doesn't always mean you should go for it.
Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. Good job yesterday from Valtteri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Leclerc, Verstappen, Sebastian Vettel, and Albon, Sainz, Ricciardo, Perez, and Lando Norris, Ocon, Kvyat, Lance Stroll, and Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Magnussen, Pierre Gasly, and Roman Grosjean, King, the engineer, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
Not us. I was trying so much not to go through that. But we've got 3 strategy choices, and one of them is going for the halfway through the race, and one's going 1 lap before, but onto the hards. Let's see if we can get underway. Interestingly, Ferrari's still quick. Williams is, in my opinion, still too slow compared to the rest of the grid. Hopefully we can, the patch updates us as well. As it's lights out and away we go. Jordan King gets a bit of wheel spin, so we're gaining on him a little bit, but then he gets much better grind through the gears. That's not what you meant to say. As we go into turn 1, we're going to take the dive bomb on Grosjean. It doesn't quite on Magnussen, don't quite work as King and Grosjean get back past us. So we then go through the long right-hand of turn 3, understeering all the way to the outside. Williams cars going side by side in our mirrors, as there could have been an opportunity around the outside. As my one race driver once said, as we go to the inside, if you no longer go for a gap, if you don't go for a gap, you're no longer an F1 driver. Wise words of Alonso, but not in that order, as we go through turn 7 and 8 now, going to the fast right hand of turn 9. Maybe can get a move on Grosjean as King did on Grosjean. Go overtake button. Can we make a dive bomb into turn 10? Yes, we do. We've held position on that one, Jeff. No, we haven't. We've gained up 2 positions, one crucially getting past our teammate, as Valtteri got a set of 1:21.7 on that first lap. At one point, I couldn't even do that in qualifying. So, yeah, set of 1:31.4 in our first lap. So we're about 10 seconds off his pace. As now Valtteri got us a set in proper laps of 1:18. That was as we come across the line with a 1:20.6. DRS is enabled now, as Jeff is telling us this, and getting somewhere on the ICE, which should have been changed before qualifying. Maybe that was why we were so far off pace. The engine showing small signs of wear. Power output will be down, but we're still setting personal best, improving by 1/10 that lap to 1:21.4. As we go 3 green sectors through that next lap, lap 5, as we go on to lap 6, 1:21.7, no, 1:21.1. as we go through the next lap, as people are already pitting on what's this, lap 6, 7, as Lewis Hamilton gets in the pits. Is he going to be overtaken by no one? Anyone? No. As tyre conditions still looking good, as more people come into the pit on lap 8, as lap 7, no, this is now lap 7, so they came in on lap 6, and the other people beforehand came in on lap 5, so it's quite interesting actually. Got Raikkonen ahead of us, and Raikkonen and Bottas ahead of us, as we lower it up somehow, even though we've got ABS on, as Lewis Hamilton goes up our inside to probably challenge Valtteri Bottas for this win, so maybe we've held him up too much. As Alex Albon is on his route to a possible podium. As no, yep, like I said, lap 7 that was, as we now go into lap 8, which is when we went to pit, which I end up regretting at the end of this race. I found as Leclerc pits, as Albon gets past him, and yeah, I end. Oh, that's a big moment. Should have came in earlier. More wear on the engine. Yeah, I regret coming in on lap 9. You'll see why as we come into the pits, as Alex Albon has already caught up to us, 5 seconds away from the leader of Lewis Hamilton. As we come into the pits now, got a lot of wear on that ICE, so yeah, sorry, I don't have corona, don't worry about me, I'm fine. As going into the pit stall now, as we're getting dropped so many places, down to 19th behind our teammate. Are we going to get ahead of the Williams drivers? Yes, we are. But look at that, we've lost about 4.5 seconds compared to everyone else, but we gained 1.5 of that already on our opening lap, so we should effectively gain 13.5 seconds. But that's the reason I regretted this, because I'm behind my teammate. I'm going to have to overtake him. As we check our rival, which is ahead of King, as we now gain another half second, as we're 4 tenths off our personal best, but we are slowly catching in on our personal best, which had been improved. We get somewhere on the NGUK, which hinders ERS deployment, as we've got 5 laps remaining and we haven't made any overtakes. That's not good, as we get advised to move to mix 2, which we're not going to do. But as now we have 3 laps full left in this race, I believe, or possibly, yeah. We are only now close enough to Grosjean to probably make a move, as we switch back to the inside, get the move done. As Magnussen is also retiring, as we now drop back a little bit from King, which is a little bit annoying. Hopefully we can catch up to King. Nope, King just gets away, but we've got the DRS on him, so hopefully we can keep in touch with him. No, we don't have. I don't have his phone number, but turbochargers on its last legs keep running to a minimum. I don't know how I do that as a caution for Kevin Magnussen's car from the previous lap. We've only got about 2 laps remaining now, and we're not ahead of King, which is really annoying, considering we were ahead of him before the pit stops. As we go onto the penultimate lap, now probably this is the final lap, I believe. No, we've got another couple of laps left. Okay, still looking good for a got 2 laps remaining now. Valtteri Bottas sets an 18-2. We get close to King. Are we going to make a dive on here? No. As Ocon and Antonio Giovinazzi are battling. Ocon's way down the order, so maybe he's got a problem, which isn't going to help us, because King's just going to fly past him. And if King flies past him, if there's 1 lap to go after this, we're not going to be able to get past King. So maybe King is going to be jumping to joy after he beats us for the first time in proper racing. As we go on to the final lap of the race now, King is going to pull to outside to make a move on Ocon. This is not going to really help with us. Can we follow King round the outside? No, because King is on as much as the outside as we are. We lose the rear end, so possibly we could have got past Ocon, but we didn't. As Grosjean is trying to make a move on us. We've got 3 minutes to finish this race as Lewis Hamilton sits and fastest lap of 17.9, as we are still behind Esteban Ocon. We're not close enough to make a move on him, but as we go towards the end of sector 2, we're going to make a horrendous dive bomb is to get past him, but now King is too far away and we don't have enough laps, so maybe we've made an incorrect call on the strategy as we come home for P17.
Take care of the car.
That's not the result that we were looking for. But we get driving today, which is quite good, as we made a lot of overtakes compared to everyone else, I believe.
Victory for the Silver Arrows.
Sorry.
Tell me, Ant, how do you think they were able to deliver such an incredible result today?
I think a large part of the result comes down to temperament. They were able to keep their heads when everyone around them was losing theirs, and that's allowed them to get the best out of the car, to maximise the strategy, and to stay out of trouble.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today.
Well done, Bottas. Yeah, Bottas is streaking away with this championship. As holding Hamilton may have stopped him from winning the race, but he was only a couple of seconds behind Bottas, so not too much. We held him up as we level up to tier 3 or making a lot of overtakes. We're halfway through tier 3 now.
And after this round of
that
the
race was annoying for me.
Here's how things look in the drivers' table.
For some reason, I just made a boo-boo on the strategy. I did a Ferrari, made the wrong strategy call, and I paid for it.
I have to give it to
Noah's Ark between the top 3 teams. There's Noah's Ark from us as well, and from the Williams. Usually I have 3 ways of making a strategy. One go third of the way through, one go to fifth of the way through, and one is the strategy that I did today. But if I did the to fifth of the way through the race, I probably would have got ahead of them lot. But here we are for the interviews now. Amazing performance out there. Yeah, it really was. I was better than King though. Yeah, I gained a lot of positions during the race. It helps when our power advantage comes in really handy. I know it sticks to the track. Yeah, you know what I mean. You're surpassing all expectations. Can anyone or anything stops me? Not with my current power unit. It's amazing. How do you feel like, yeah. So long as the car doesn't wear out too fast, I think. Nope, we're going for the wrong lot. The team's getting really on really well. I've just had tea, so that's why I may sound a little bit different. But here we are. Did way much better than Magnussen, as Magnussen retired. So we are now 19 to 14 with Monaco, Canada, and Baku, quoting the man himself of who's his name? What's his name? What's his face? Of Lando Norris. That's it. There we go. I forgot his name then. But yeah. So no damage from our team. Luckily, as we got 1,910 stuff. I am poor at speaking. You got 1 component and not enough cash to afford Jordan King at the moment, but that won't be for another about 34 days at 69 days, which is not for a while, as I have a stuffy nose. Sorry about that. is we have a new helmet that we could possibly get, which is the striker helmet, which kind of quite looks nice. So I may use that for the season after this, which will be cool. There'll be a total shake-up in liveries for next season, as I will revert from a certain thing. So, but I won't tell you. You can leave your guesses in the comments. And yeah, we currently don't have enough to afford anything, but we're gonna pend for second components of most things. But then I realised, well, we're gonna have to use them in practice so that we don't waste anything as we get a new event gearbox, order one, because we've done 6 races and we allowed another one, as it only took about 69% wear, which I find really funny. But we're gonna have to change these every 6 races probably. There's for season 2 as well, I'm gonna change how I use them, because what I should be using is the most worn in practice and the least worn in qualifying and race, as I can't change between race and qualifying. Otherwise I'll get a penalty. But as we advance onwards, we're gonna choose durability, and I'm gonna go for some sponsor event filming. I think I do change this up. No, don't. I go straight onwards as event sponsor. It's gonna really help our team, and yeah, we're gonna get closer to getting a 3rd, 4th sponsor at level 10. But this is gonna be the end, and I'm just gonna let you go through the driver transfers. And yeah, we have enough to afford Jordan for another 47 days, which I'm going to get about 750 per week, so I should be having enough. But if I don't, you can always correct me in the comments down below, as we got, let me just work that out, 49 at 7 weeks, getting about 750k per week, so let's say 705k per week. That's gonna give me about 5,000, so 5 million, sorry. 706k. What did I get during that week? 65150. Let me just get my calculator. Times it by 7, it'll get 4 million. But as we're gonna go towards the end now, this is gonna be from end from the Racengineer, and until the Monaco Grand Prix, which I have pre-recorded already. And until next time, share it with friends. If friends have common interest, comment any of your thoughts in the comments down below. Please like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. But until next time, goodbye.